Game 8 Reviews.
Game 8 Reviews here, and today we are taking a look at HAL Laboratory's Kirby and the Forgotten Land. The game was released on March 25th, 2022, and is an exclusive to the Nintendo Switch. It is the 17th mainline installment in the Kirby series, and the first mainline Kirby game in a few years, so we came into it with some high expectations. There will be some spoilers to the story, but you will still be able to fully enjoy the game despite them. Alright, like Kirby to some tasty cake, we can't hold back anymore, so sit back and relax as we get this review underway. Similar to the events in many other Kirby titles, this adventure starts with our main character being taken away from his homeworld, Popstar. We quickly learn that the Waddle Dees are being captured and it is up to us and our new alien friend Effelyn to save them. Along the way, we must tackle some new and familiar foes who have become possessed by an extraterrestrial being. Travel across overgrown jungles, lively amusement parks, active volcanoes, and more. For the first time in the series, the devs changed it up by making the game a 3D platformer. It is still relatively linear, but that is not necessarily a bad thing, as not every game needs to be open world to be enjoyable. The game looks amazing and Kirby definitely belongs in 3D though. Unfortunately, you will experience some lowered frame rates when looking at distant enemies, but other than that, the game feels and looks great. This whimsical adventure with Kirby will take players about 10 hours to clear the main story across about 10 different locales where our main character needs to battle, eat, fly, swim, and drive his way to reach the end of each level and save the captured Waddle Dees. Hidden throughout the levels are hidden collectibles called figures that will excite players who want to 100% the game, but other than that, there is no real special reason to want to collect all of these. As you save more and more Waddle Dees, you unlock new buildings and services in the town that allow you to buy food or items to help with your adventure, play mini-games, and by far the best addition to the game, unlock a blacksmith that can upgrade your copy abilities. Speaking of copy abilities, you can't mention a Kirby title without talking about what makes the game so special. Aside from the usual copy abilities, Forgotten Lands gives us two new ones with the addition of the Ranger and the Drill class. Each ability handles differently and has its own gimmicks that surround it, where they are not only used to defeat foes, but also clear puzzles and travel across some dangerous terrain. We mentioned upgrading copy abilities, and that was our favorite feature in this title. These upgrades greatly increase the usefulness and effects of each ability and adds a new level of depth that the game was lacking from previous titles. Depending on the skill, you can upgrade it between 1 to 3 times, and with each upgrade, it makes the ability play and feel that much more powerful. Adding this to the game makes it so you do not get tired of the simplicity behind most abilities and basically gives you a new weapon to use for each level. The gameplay centers around Kirby navigating his way through levels while trying to find all the hidden Waddle Dees and complete secret side missions that are only revealed when you make progress towards them. This sounds like an interesting idea, but it quickly makes the game feel quite repetitive. Say you finish a level and miss an easily missable unrevealed side quest, like beating a boss with a certain copy ability, or to avoid falling off the cliff in a special area, you will have to play the level again in its entirety to clear that one subquest you missed. Replaying levels does not sound too bad, except they play the exact same every time and will quickly get old. You need to search all around levels for secrets, but this gets tough because the use of invisible walls is so inconsistent that it is very unclear which areas you can access and which you cannot. Levels are filled with enemies with relevant copy abilities for the area to help players progress through the level. There are also some normal enemies that give no abilities when inhaled, but the variety here is quite low as you will run into a lot of the same bosses and regular foes throughout your playthrough. We must also bring attention to the new gimmicks surrounding this title. The team introduces us to Mouthful Mode, where just as it sounds, is our pink protagonist stuffing his black hole of a mouth. But not with his foes like normal. Kirby partially swallows objects like traffic cones and old cars to help him solve puzzles, cross otherwise impassable terrain, defeat enemies, and more. There are 12 different objects Kirby can make use of in this mode, and they range from drivable cars, movable staircases, arches used to fly, and many, many more. While it is fun to try each mode out, they are greatly limited in what they can do. It would have been nice to see more options or abilities through each mode, or even a way to upgrade or change them the way you can with your copy abilities. For those of you who enjoyed couch co-op Kirby in the past, you'll be partially pleased to hear that Forgotten Lands has local co-op for every mode in the game. The second player controls Bandana Waddle Dee and can help Kirby through his main adventure. In the new Coliseum mode, and during some of the mini games in Waddle Dee Town. It is fun to play with a friend, but it makes the already easy game that much easier. In short, Kirby and the Forgotten Lands is another fun Kirby game, but it still feels like it is lacking so much. It is a game where the team tried to address previous critiques about a lack of difficulty by adding one out-of-the-blue tough boss fight, and depth by adding the ability to upgrade your copy abilities, and while the effort is appreciated and adds some new fun changes to the series, it still feels like the game lacks enough content. Mouthful Mode was an exciting new feature and was quite amusing in the beginning, but the lack of depth or even chances to really use this feature left it falling short. Our beloved Kirby looks better than ever in his 3D debut for his own title, and the levels are decorated with detail that brings each area to life, but a 10-hour story with not so exciting side missions leaves us wanting more. Other than the previously mentioned boss fight, the game still poses no real difficulty, but that is fine as it is what Kirby games have become over the years. But it would still be nice to see something for the fans of the series who still want somewhat of a challenge. This is why we here at Game8 give Kirby and the Forgotten Lands a 6 out of 10. Maybe one day we will get another Kirby like Canvas Curse or Kirby 64 The Crystal Shards, but it seems we will have to wait a bit longer. This is just how we felt about the game, but we would love to hear from all of you. Let us know in the comments below how you felt about the game, whether you agree with our review or not. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, we'd really appreciate it. As always, thanks for watching till the end, and see you in the next one.